I think it would take a few rounds.
Really?
But yeah. First of all, Jake is a lot bigger. Jake's a lot bigger.
But what weight would they fight?
Well, I don't think Jake is getting anywhere lower than 205 pounds.
Oh, he got one! Oh, he got one!
There's a few Americans, and this might be crazy, I think Jake Paul's got a chance. And I know that sounds crazy, but I do think that there are, where I don't believe anyone over here thinks this goes more than around 2 max.
Joe Rogan reacts with genuine surprise to Jake Paul's transformed physique ahead of the Anthony Joshua fight, noting how sharp, focused, and fully prepared Jake appears. He mentions that Jake has stepped in against real fighters before, some past their prime, sure, but still committed to intense, disciplined training every time. Rogan also points out that Joshua getting closer to 40 shifts the dynamics of the matchup, making the entire event even more interesting. He says he's truly curious to see how this showdown plays out.
It would be crazy. I like a little freak show every now and then. As far as, like, would you like to see?
I like
Jake
a
Paul,
lot of freak show.
Like, if Jake Paul wants to fight for the title, I would like to see him beat top contenders in the light heavyweight division or whatever division he chooses to compete at, and then eventually fight for a title. Yeah.
But are the fights even real? Like the Tyson fight? Like, I saw video breakdowns of Tyson.
Jake Paul's newest physical transformation has sent shockwaves through the combat sports world. A short clip circulating online shows a version of Jake who looks sharper, more compact, and noticeably better conditioned than at any point in his earlier camps. His posture, the precision in his movements, and the confidence he carries all point to a man preparing for the biggest test of his career, with Anthony Joshua waiting on the opposite side soon. This evolution feels like Jake's deliberate response to everyone who once dismissed him as a sideshow. He looks intent on proving he belongs on a stage traditionally reserved for true elite professionals. Fans have also highlighted how dramatically his physique has shifted in such a short time, suggesting that this training camp is built on serious work. Former world champion Andre Berto adds an interesting twist to the conversation. While he acknowledges that most fans are expecting Anthony Joshua to deliver a dominant knockout, he argues that the situation isn't as straightforward as it appears. Joshua hasn't produced many standout performances lately, and Berto suggests that this inconsistency makes the matchup far less predictable. Meanwhile, Jake is surrounded by a strong team of seasoned coaches who constantly push him to maximize his youth, power, and conditioning. From Berto's perspective, even though the public expects a one-sided result, the direction of the fight will depend heavily on which version of Joshua steps into the ring. With Jake continuing to improve and maintain discipline, Berto believes this showdown has legitimate potential to swing either way.
I think you our baby. Like, you one of the first ones, and he gonna always take care of Bert. But then Floyd was as massive as he was. So how you split, how you do that?
No, I mean one thing with Al's always gonna, you know, he got loyalty to, he got big loyalty to Floyd as well. Because they made so much money together. But, you know, it's funny how, he can say whatever he wanna say. You know what I'm saying? It's funny how that, how the fight got, it kind of came about, but they had the Pacquiao and Floyd fight. We all go up there. We check the fight out. Good situation. And then just me and my lady, we walking through the casino. What's his name? Rodney Jerkins.
Right.
You know what I mean? Rodney Jerkins, big music producer. Y'all can talk to him and ask him. Rodney Jerkins.
Some analysts take a more practical, business-minded view of Jake Paul's preparation. They highlight his sparring sessions with heavyweight fighters and the mutual value these sessions create. For Jake, working with bigger opponents helps him experience the kind of power he might face against Joshua. It forces him to deal with pressure, adjust his timing, and stay composed under heavy shots. For the heavyweights, the biggest benefit is financial. Training with a high-profile name like Jake comes with a significant payday, often much higher than what they would earn in a standard training camp. These sparring rounds become a mix of valuable learning experience and lucrative opportunity, creating a situation where everyone involved walks away with something worthwhile.
I know they're getting a lot of money to be there, and it's easy work. But what is in that for Lawrence Okoli, Frank Sanchez, and Jared Anderson?
Easy money. I don't know how much he'll be paying sparring partners. I assume to get those caliber of sparring partners in, it's got to be big money.
Lawrence Okoli's got a fight coming up. If you're Joe Gallagher, are you go spar Jake Paul? Is that going to help you?
No, absolutely not. Are you going to get a bit of profile from it, perhaps? People are going to hear your name?
Yeah.
Does that help? I remember going to spar with Kessler, and I got £500 or euros for the week. It was the hardest money I've ever earned in my life.
But how much did you learn from?
Yeah, me, bundles.
Yeah. What's Okoli learn? I don't get it.
No.
I mean, I do get it, the money. But when you got a fight coming up, I'm thinking, really? Are you going to get anything out of that sparring that's going to help you in your fight? Maybe you are. Maybe I'm just completely diminishing Jake Paul's ability, but I'm struggling. I really am.
Fair play to Jake Paul. I mean...
And you're right, there's a bit of a conflict there because Joshua used to manage him.
Yeah, it was through 258, right?
Yeah. But surely they're smashing him to pieces. Surely Jake's going, oh, what the fuck? This is fucking horrible.
Every single one of those three fighters there could annihilate him in a round.
Yeah, so are they not doing that?
Brendan Schaub and Brian Callen bring a different perspective, one that shifts the spotlight squarely onto Anthony Joshua. They argue that Joshua must enter this fight fully aware of what he represents. In their view, this matchup isn't just about securing a win. It's about defending the reputation of boxing itself, with Joshua fighting on a massive platform like Netflix. Millions of casual viewers will be watching, and many of them will judge the entire sport based on his performance. Schaub and Callen stress that Joshua has to treat this bout as a statement moment. He needs to step in with absolute focus, discipline, and conviction, reminding the world why he is still one of the most prominent names in boxing. They emphasize that this is not the night for hesitation or uncertainty. Joshua must deliver with authority.
Again, if mentally he's not like, all right, I got a job to do, I'm representing boxing, a lot of American fans don't know me, this will be the most watched thing on fucking Netflix ever for sports-wise, so I got to make a good, showing. Hopefully he has that approach. I assume he does, because he did with Francis. He was like, nah, bitch, the train stops here.
Yeah,
And Tyson Fury's a little more of a character. Hey, wow, what are we gonna do? Let's move around a little bit.
I remember when he caught Klitschko with that uppercut, Anthony Joshua.
And he got caught. He got set down.
Klitschko, yes. And Klitschko is a big man. You're just dealing with literally a different ecosystem, man.
But that's what makes it. That's why it's a brilliant move by Jake. Because his fan base is like, oh my God, Jake, it's David versus Goliath,
yes.
Literally. It's this YouTuber Disney kid. Look how far he's come. He's actually going to do it. What if he wins? So there's that demo of his. And then there's the rest of the world who go, and they're so off on this, but they go, we got to get Jake Paul out of boxing. I can't wait to see his head get knocked off by Anthony Joshua. And that's the majority, right? So those two worlds mix, and you get the most watched boxing match on Netflix ever. More so than Mike Tyson at fucking 77 in a fake sparring match. This, So if you're Jake, it's brilliant.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so let's go through it. Let's say Jake gets knocked out 1 minute.
Sports analyst Aid Oladipo adds more depth to the conversation by pointing out the adjustments Anthony Joshua has made in his training. He explains that Joshua has altered his style, sharpened his rhythm, and is taking this matchup with extreme seriousness. At the same time, Oladipo notes that Jake isn't coming in unaware. Knowing Joshua is making changes, Jake has likely been making his own behind-the-scenes experimenting with different approaches, expanding his technique, and refining the small details that could give him an advantage. Oladipo believes Jake understands that this opportunity demands the best version of himself, because both fighters are reinventing aspects of their game for this showdown. Oladipo gives Jake a realistic chance of producing a moment that shocks the world.
Now training with that camp. And I mean, if you are Jake Paul, shit just got even more real. So AJ's taking it that serious he's now training with the Usyk camp, not just for your fight, but for fights going forward. This isn't AJ saying, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna train myself, just get in shape and maybe just train with my amateur coach. This is AJ saying, no, we're gonna train with Usyk's team. And I'm basically meaning, or I'm saying, I'm gonna get in the best shape of my life. You want me to get down to 245 pounds? No problem. We've done that before, and that was one of my best performances before. Obviously, I'm talking about AJ versus Usyk too. So, yeah, I still can't believe it's happening, but it is happening. It will do incredible numbers. I've said that I think it will do numbers as big as Canelo Crawford. Some people have laughed at that. Don't laugh, honestly, because Canelo Crawford over here, it would have been a small, minute percentage of people that would have watched it on Netflix over here. AJ fighting over here, everyone's watching it. Everyone's watching it. Everyone's watching it in Africa because that's the impact AJ has. And obviously everyone's going to be watching it in America because of Jake Paul. And then because of how that photo looked. Again, David versus Goliath. People are now way more intrigued than they were for Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul. So, yeah, I'm intrigued as to how it looks in the first 20 seconds. And then I'll be able to just make my mind up as to how long this goes. But I will still stand firm and say AJ should, not will, should get rid of Jake Paul in one round. Should. And if he doesn't, then I don't know what that means.
On the boxing scene today, analysts called this matchup one of the boldest decisions Jake Paul has ever made. They point out that he could have taken the safer route, choosing easier opponent and slowly padding his record. Instead, he chose to step in against a former heavyweight champion known around the world for his power, precision, and technical skill. This move exposes Jake to massive risk, but the potential reward is even bigger. If he performs well even in a loss, it could permanently shift how the public views him. And if he somehow wins, the entire boxing landscape changes. Overnight, these analysts emphasize that Jake's willingness to accept such a dangerous challenge shows just how serious he is about earning his place in the sport rather than being treated as a novelty act.